I sense a great disturbance in the Force. I missed an episode last night. Mm. My friend Katie made cookies. And they're really good. Really good, I'm saying really good. Really like these cookies. So yeah, I want to apologize for not getting a video in last night. My friend Jim came over and we were working on our thing that we're working on. Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here. It's like milk and cookies. I had a little Irish cream this time. I had that little nip. And I gotta say, it adds a lot to it. Just a little bit went a long way. I bet you could get a bottle of that and it would last a while. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to eat and talk because it'll just fly out of my mouth and you'll all be disgusted with me and it'll never come back. I've talked about this pen before. The Hi-Tech C by... who the hell is it? Pilot. It's a 0.0... crap, I can't find it, man. But I'm going to go on record and say it's my favorite new pen of all time. I did this drawing today. I did a drawing. And you can see kind of where I used it. The hair, I used it all throughout the hair. And you can get the finest lines, and it feels like, well, it doesn't feel like, but you can use it like a pencil. It works that well. Obviously, you can't erase it, but I really like the way this came out. This was fun. I might have attained a commission job off of some of these drawings I've been doing. Did I show you guys my Daryl? I don't know if I did. I don't think I did because I don't think it was done. Problem with Daryl is he's always got those eyes that look like he's high. And I just didn't capture it here. But I still like it. I might do a print or something of it. But you know what I like though? I'm leaving a lot of like white in places. And I know it's not super easy to see there, but it adds so much to it. Like, you have to finish a drawing. Like, there's so many that I started today. Here's one right here. I think this is coming out really good, but I don't know. I got bored with it because it wasn't as fun as the other ones. So, like, I got this little kid, and he was going to be dancing in the rain. Obviously, this hand is enormous. And I'm sure that anatomically it's not perfect, but that's what I did today. So, oh, it's very dark back there, isn't it? Oh no, it's the weird lighting thing on this. Yeah, lots of fun drawings lately I've really enjoyed doing. Sometimes I just go through those phases, and I'm sure all artists do. I hate saying that. Like, all artists do. But, like, honestly, like, you go through those phases where you just, everything you do is just terrible. But thankfully I've been going through a good phase of drawing lately, and most of the stuff I've been doing is very different from the next thing in a way. I mean, not necessarily the Daryl and the... I call this guy Teefs. He missed the ball one too many times. Oh yeah, and I did, I used... I'm not a big fan of these markers, but the Faber-Castell... I think I got this at half off at like Michael's or AC Moore one day because I wanted to try working with more markers, and they're not bad. I mean, I would much rather have a longer brush tip. Like this is an actual like brush, like the bristles like spread, and you can get a fine line or a thick line. Only problem with this brush, you have to paint like it's a painting, because if you don't, and you put your hand down, like, over it, oh, you're screwed, you smudged it. That's why I almost always photocopy the original and print out one to ink and to color and so on and so forth. Because this one, actually, I got a little crazy on this one. The shading on the hair, I'm really happy with, like, around the ears and stuff, the way it kind of worked out. But, I actually inked the original pencil of this one. This was the one I told myself I was going to. Everything about this, I like everything about this. His left hand, the foreshortening on the fingers didn't really come out. On the pinky it did, and I don't know why he's only got 4 fingers too, by the way. Just happened to work that way. I mean, do we really need a pinky if you're not going to play like an instrument? I'm just learning to love to create again. Like, I go through these phases and like now I'm just in my like I want to like this, the Pentel, the Sunburst, the medium gel. If I could get a little bit of a finer tip one, I'd be thrilled, but this is the best one that I can find right now. I've tried I've got a few of the squeeze ones, which the squeeze ones work pretty well too. And these are the Bic whiteouts. The tip is relatively fine. I do that mostly for outlining. That's about it. If I use the tone, then I'll use this with that. I guess this is turning into look at my stuff video. I got 2 of those. But I've got 2 of the smaller squeezy ones too. I used to love these. This is the 0.05 micron archival pen. You can't even see it, it's so thin. Like the tip is like beyond what you're actually... Oh, this one is completely bent. See, that's the only problem with these. It's so thin and so teeny. Watch it now. That it bends like so easily because I got a heavy hand sometimes. Sometimes I have a heavy hand for you, Jesus. I had a white colored pencil too. I don't know where that ended up though. I'm very upset. I'm gonna have to go buy another one. That's my plan tomorrow. That's really nice too because like with the whiteout you get a really brilliant effect. The way it dries, it makes everything just pop. But the other one, the white pencil is a little bit like less committal. Like you can just go lightly and be like, no, I don't want it there, and then go over it heavy if you do like it. But with the whiteout pens, you're probably not going to get it off the paper because I intentionally smear it sometimes. You'll notice that like in the first picture of Vincent, I did the superheroes, the retired superheroes, and it gave it a cool effect. But I think about like when it's wet, trying to wipe it off, it's just going to do that. You're not going to be able to get it off the page, so you'd have to try to go over it like it was whiteout. And we all know how that works out. Lots of good stuff coming up, coming my way. I got a friend coming down to visit, Pete, who I haven't actually got to hang out with. Oh man, probably about 95, 2005, so almost 20 years, like 19 years. Like, he came to my wedding, which was 2007, 7 years ago. But, oh no, 2006, 7 years ago. No, we already had so 8 years it was this year. Holy shit, yeah. So, and I got to see him then, but not much. I mean, when you have your wedding, anybody who's married knows, like at the reception, like trying to talk to one person for more than like 5 minutes is almost impossible. There's always people waiting around you, and you're waiting through the crowds, and like, and especially in our case too, I think because we were from Massachusetts and we went back. We left in 2004. It was the winter of 2004. So you could say 2005, 2006. So it was only about a year and a half. But like we hadn't seen those people in a year and a half. So it was not just a wedding and people wanting to talk to you and congratulate you. It was also people we hadn't talked to. So just trying to stay in contact with all those people, like, it's really tough, especially at your wedding. So I'm very excited to have him coming down, and I'm trying to gather the duh. See, our group, the people who I play D&D with, somehow we label ourselves the Lords of the Duh, D-U-H. I don't know how it came about. It just happened that way. So we are the Lords of the Duh. So I'm trying to... Never mind. I have secret plans, and I don't want to say anything. Because somebody might... Well, the Duh... Everyone, like, Pete is a member of the Duh, even though he doesn't play with us. He's still a fan of D&D, a friend of the Dungeons and the Dragons, and other systems as well. So I invited everybody I knew that enjoyed playing D&D. Actually, I got to add a few more people, to be honest, into that fold, because I know people like that always seem to get along pretty well. It's very rare, unless like you're of like, I don't know. I've never played with anybody. Well, I can't say that. There's probably 2 or 3 people I've played with that I wish I hadn't played with after we played. I was like, oh. But most of the people I've played with, they've always been, cool and got along pretty well. There's not been a lot of infighting in games. A few times, but because I got cool friends that don't fight, man. We all get along. Oh, there it is. 0.3, which that's technically not as fine as the 0.05. Huh. It gets thinner the higher the number, correct? Yeah, because... No, that's not right, is it? It's the lower the number. So yeah, this is pretty good. It doesn't look like a 3, man. It looks like a 1, I'd say. No, you know what it is? There's a little tiny tip that comes out of the bigger tip. So yeah, that's really small. That's what she said. Yeah, so I highly recommend it. Tech High C by Pilot. I don't even know if it's intended to be an artist pen, but it makes a great artist pen. Thought I had one more thing I wanted to tackle before I finish this one. This will be episode 61. I'm going to try to do 62 tonight as well. A whole encompassing topic. That's how I've kind of been considering that. Like, some of these are wild. The wild ones, if I can take it from start to finish, something keeps going this way. It's weirding me out, man. It's like a shadow or something. Yeah, if it's a string of crazy just thoughts that are pouring out of me, but they all kind of wrap up nicely at the end, then I call that an episode. But generally what I could consider an episode would be a topic that I tackle full on, start to finish, my opinion of it. But I've been getting away from those. I've been doing more of these because I'd rather be remembered by these than by those. You know what I mean? I think that makes sense. Just telling you about me, stories about my life, growing up in the hood. It was tough. I was always packing a 9 in the small of my back. Okay. Excellent. Fantastic. Wonderful. Thank you for coming by. We'll give you a call. No. If I can remember what it is, I'll tell you in the next video. So, thanks for coming by. If you're loving these, please subscribe. If you know somebody else who might like them, please share them with them. And, share it on your Facebooks and your Twitters and your whatever. Or don't. Really don't. I don't care. I'm having fun nonetheless, like I said from the beginning. If there was one person watching this for a year, I'd be there every night, trying my best to make people smile. And I think I've done a pretty good job. Yeah, that's right. Careful, man, there's a beverage here. That used to be my notification sound. That's why I keep saying that, because sometimes I hear it and I'm like, hey, that's my ringtone. Alright, you guys have a great night. Don't forget to make a few people smile tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little happier together. And here's to a few more tomorrows, my brothers and sisters. Catch you next time on the road to 40. 61.